Isn't it crazy how much shame we hold on to? As I'm making these videos, it's like, wow. Today's day 18 of shame stories, and today's topic is smoking. So if you don't know this about me, I smoke cigarettes and the Lord's lettuce, and I have felt like I'm still ashamed. I don't know how to, maybe making this video is going to help me here. But it shows up in so many ways. I have a card for the Lord's lettuce. So the shame with that went away as soon as it was legal. So there's that. Like, I used to feel so much shame for that, but then as soon as I got my card and it wasn't against the law, I felt so much relief. And like, I truly don't believe that there's anything wrong with doing that. There's no shame in it, as long as, you know, you're not abusing it. But my main purpose of today's video is the cigarettes. And I remember whenever I was a kid, I would wake up in the morning and I would hear my parents like coughing and coughing and coughing. They both smoked too. And when I was a kid, they smoked in the house, which I didn't really like. I didn't know any other way until I moved out and stopped doing that. But whenever I did stop smoking in my house, I stopped getting bronchitis twice a year. So, you know, fresh air is good for you. They also used to drive around like with their windows just like a little cracked, and then basically hotboxing the car with cigarette smoke. Now, when they would do that with the Lord's lettuce, I didn't mind. But with cigarettes, even whenever I started smoking, like, it bothers me. Like, cigarette smoke does bother me. It is like, I've tried to quit for, I don't know, 25 years now. I've been trying to quit. I started smoking when I was in 7th grade, and it was really, you know, kind of the same as alcohol, to fit in. Like, I tried to get my parents to quit smoking whenever I was a kid. Like, I was so hardcore anti-cigarettes. And then I smoked one day with some kids down the street, and it was like, the feeling was, oh, I'll be able to stop. I'll be able to stop. You know, whenever I turned 18, I actually tried to stop. And that's whenever I realized that, like, it was, I don't want to say it's beyond my control, because obviously I can control it, but it feels like I cannot. I have tried all the things. I've tried Chantix. I've tried the patches. I've tried the gum. I've went and got hypnotized. I've tried the pressure things on your ear. I've tried the bracelets, like, and all of those attempts just kind of make me feel like less in control, more of a failure. A lot of the shame I feel around smoking comes with how I smell. And like, I know that people that don't smoke don't like the way that people that smoke smell. I can't smell it. I'm like nose blind to it. So I don't know, but I do know how I feel I'm being perceived as like disgusting, you know? Then there's like, you know, you miss out on a lot when you're off on cigarette breaks. Like, whenever I take my kids to Busch Gardens, for example, like, making them wait with me while I'm smoking so I don't lose my ever-loving stuff. Like, I feel guilt about that. I mean, it is teaching them patience, which is nice, but it's like, how much are they having to wait for me because of my addiction? You know, like, how much life am I missing out on? because I'm thinking about the next cigarette. Y'all, I will be smoking a cigarette and be thinking about smoking another cigarette. Like, it's like so wild. I know what they do to my body. So it's like, how can I say that I love myself yet poison myself? It's such a helpless feeling. It is like a disgusting feeling, knowing that you're doing something. Also, like, that your kids are watching, and like, what if they smoke? The guilt from that, you know? But there's just so many angles of shame with this. I remember back in like the 90s, early 2000s, when we went here in Florida from smoking in restaurants to non-smoking in restaurants. And I was raised by smokers, so they were like pissed. They were like, you know, it was like us versus them sort of feeling. And it's just wild how it used to be like normal and cool and like, you know, I mean, even before that, it was good for you, right? And there are some benefits, especially if you're smoking like not the chemicals, but you know, there's people in South America that smoke tobacco for ritual or whatever, and they live forever. So yeah, it's funny how things change, but you're still stuck like back when. And then you just want to be different, but you're not. And you're feeling bad about it. So I do realize that the first thing that I need to do is like, no, I am not a bad person. I'm not less than. I'm not, like, there's not anything wrong with me because of this issue, right? And really feeling into that. And that's what I'll be doing probably for the next month or so. There's one more story that's coming to my mind around cigarettes, and it was when I was in 7th grade. So around the same time that I started smoking, I was in a class, and the teacher had brought up, I don't even remember what she was talking about, but she had went to a gas station to get diapers, and she opened them up, and the diapers smelled like cigarettes. And it turns out that the gas station that she went to was the one that my mom ran. And of course, my mom she smoked. So I just remember sitting in that class, and I was so excited that she was talking about my mom's store, you know, thinking it was going to be something good. But it was criticism. And I just remember like the gross feeling in my stomach, like my heart sank. So that's really the first time I can remember feeling ashamed from cigarettes. And it wasn't even mine, it was hers. But you know, all these things stick with you. People complaining that it smells, and it's okay that they do. Like, they're entitled to their experience, and it makes me feel like, you know, I have to hide away. And many times you do. You have to be in a certain area, you know. And that creates another level, like, you're not good enough to be over here, which I get. Like, I get that people deserve clean air. I get it. But at the same time, like, both can be true. Like, people can deserve clean air, and I can feel ashamed because I'm dirtying the air or whatever. But really sitting in with that I am still a genuine, good-natured human being, even though I've picked up these habits that I am not yet able to kick. And that's what I got for today. See you soon. Bye.